Ooh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got a leaked video here of Martin, the Congolese rhino, Bakole, airing out some unheard, never seen before sparring stories. And he alleges he punched the head off of, quote, 180-pound Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel de Quit at that time. So let's listen to these bars from Bakole. You best believe it.
Stopped Daniel Dubois and Usyk in sparring. Can you elaborate on that?
They never come back to say that I'm lying because they know it's the truth. And because, you know, when you go to spar someone in the gym, so you're not allowed to record it, because if I was allowed, I was going to pause the video. And I'm happy because nobody can, you know, say that I'm lying, so it's true. And I don't lie because I need a fight. No, I want a big fight. They're avoiding me now. There's no reason why. So I should tell people why they're avoiding me, because they know what's happened in the gym. So now they're avoiding me. And now people say that I'm telling the truth. And now we need the fight. So.
Do you remember the shots specifically that dropped them?
Uppercut, left hook, jab. All of them, I give them a hard time with the jab. I always keep this one for the fight. So soon I use it once, so you can't stand. But the nose, I got nice jab, nice left hook. So everyone get it.
So you heard there from Bakole, specific sparring rumours here. Yeah, he ain't saying he knocked AJ out. He ain't saying he knocked out Usyk and Dubois. Now I believe the Dubois one. Why? We know Dubois, he's steady getting knocked out by a jab. The Usyk one, though, is interesting. Is it a case that Usyk's the undisputed and Usyk has all the belts? Well, maybe not so much. Well, then again, is this a targeted scheme for the belt holders thinking about it now? Because Dubois is a belt holder, a moody belt, fake robbed belt, but still, he a belt holder, and Usyk's a belt holder. And Bakole's been saying, I need a world title shot. So is it a case of he's kind of changed his stories? I'll tell you what we'll do now. Let's look up. I don't think there'll be any stories of Bakole knocking out Fury. Why? Because Bakole has been in Fury's camp, but Bakole rates Fury. I think they're probably friends or whatever else. But let's have a look. Bakole knocked out Anthony Joshua sparring. Now, if Bakole was saying this before, Martin Bakole calls it Anthony Joshua. Okay, no. I smashed Anthony Joshua in sparring. So Bakole's saying here. Oh, okay. So he's saying he smashed AJ, but he didn't say he put him down. Listen. What can I say? Oh, Joe Joyce has chimed in here as well. Slow Joyce is saying that Bakole didn't like the body shots. I can't believe that, Joe. I ain't being funny, Joe, but come on, bro. Joe Joyce reveals Bakole spar truth. He was sick because of my body shots. I'm not going to watch the video, but let's assume that he was sick because of my body shots. Joe Joyce reveals Bakole spar truth. Okay. And on Joshua knockout. You know what? I'm going to have to watch this one. You best believe it, because I'm intrigued to see what he says. Where is it then? Have they marked all these things, yeah, but not this one? Oh my god.
Furious at the press conference yesterday. You seemed in quite good spirits. And one thing you styles make fights, and I've in mind that are just kind of sitting there, even if you don't have to tell us. Have you got any that are just kind of sitting? Yeah, there's a few in mind, but like a lot are tied up right now.
Oh my god.
Capture the imagination by finish with the second one, third one actually, third knockdown. I know he'll want to keep active. Like he doesn't want to wait around for too long. I'm guessing for either Fury or Usyk. A small segment of what was a longer spar.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's not really right. Just quickly on the sparring footage that Martin Bakole put out. I've watched you spar multiple times. They're always interesting watches. Kind of a bit unfair, perhaps, to leak a small segment of what was a longer spar.
Yeah, it's not really done. It's not really a good practice to be leaking sparring footage, and I don't agree with it. But I mean, it's made a name for himself. Every single interview I've had has been talking about him. So
He's kind of done his job in a way.
yeah. So Billy Nelson probably gave him the tip off, but it like leaves a bad taste, and it's not something that I condone.
I mean, Sam Jones said, obviously he was there. He said that spar, Martin Bakole kept having to go to the toilet, or there was. Can you tell us kind of what happened in that spar?
He actually. I saw it on Twitter this morning that he actually put the video up. Sam did. He was wearing different clothes. I think he was wearing the green. I think he was wearing the black top where he was actually sick and had to stop the spar because I was lighting him up with body shots. But,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Do you think he's just kind of aiming for a fight with you, essentially?
Yeah,
It's got people talking, so now I guess a fight between you and Martin is bigger just because of that little kind of exchange.
yeah, maybe, or anybody else. It just I guess builds his name, and it's gone to plan. But it's not a very good. It's not really made him look better, morally.
Yeah. Just one more thing on Zhilei Zhang and Joseph Parker. Did that?
Okay, so to be honest, people, I said this a while ago, but
We've heard you.
Listen, people, I know Joe Joyce has fallen off. He got his head punched in by Derek Oldzora. Yeah, an old dinosaur sounding ass. Derek Oldzora. Yeah, he got his head punched in, so he finished, essentially. But still, those are two big old bulls, right? You got the Congolese bull, and you got the half-baked bull. You got the team half-baked bull. Let's call it a spade here, 1950 style. Yeah, you got the Congolese bull and you got the half-bake, like the YB. So, listen, Joe liked to eat. Yeah, if I was Turkey, I'd just say Joe, you need to come into this fight 300 pounds because you know Bakole gonna be 290. Get your big ass in there. I think that's what we need to see now. Bakole's out here fishing. I've heard about Bakole fighting Zhang. Maybe he'll knock Zhang's head off. Zhang does have limitations. And that'd be great. That'd be massive for Bakole if he punched up Zhang. I just don't think you're ruining it right now. I think Bakole's lost in the sauce right now. Yeah? There's people like Dillian White, he's fell off. You know what I mean? Where he at? Joe Joyce, who still have name relevance. That Bakole should use them as builders. The Zhang fight ain't going nowhere. If you knock Joe Joyce or Dillian White's head off, the Zhang fight's still going to be there. But you've built a little bit more profile. You've also got paid as well. They're big commercial, relatively big commercial fights. Like Bakole versus White, that's definitely the co-main for Fury Usyk. I'd like to think, unless they're going to do something mad, like I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be up there, right? It's going to be top 3 fights. Bakole versus White. That's where he should be pitching himself. I respect it though. He wants to take on Zhang. Fair play. Anthony Robert Belt, you don't want to do that. That's what he don't want to do. For damn sure. That's the last thing he wants. So I respect Bakole. I just don't think there's a time and a place, man. I would like to see Bakole in some interesting fights. I'd like to see him take White's head off. Take people. Take both the head off. Now Joe Joyce is saying that Bakole got folded to the body, and that has always been a question for me with Bakole. I ain't sure how much he really won it. I think he is a possibility Bakole might be an on-top fighter. Like a lot of these big old bulls. Look at Dubois. It took Dubois losing and coming back. He was an on-top fighter for years, right? He was good at punching people's head in. AJ, another on-top fighter. It's quite really, apart from Usyk. And yeah, Fury can get off the mat, but I mean, back in the day, Fury might have been a dynamic fighter, but most of these bulls, most of these mandingos, yeah, and Calvin Candy will tell you this, most of these mandingos, they're on-top fighters. They're great, punches someone's head in, take a shot, or they get touched to the body, like, oh, I don't really fancy, I'm going to the toilet. Did you see that one there? Or I hurt my arm, I need to stop the spar. That's what you notice about a lot of these, man. Dubois renowned. Dubois came up saying he punched AJ's head in, right? 2-2s. He get in there with Joe Joyce. He don't want to fight no more. Dubois went from knocking out AJ in sparring to not wanting to fight with Joe Joyce. Dubois went from knocking out AJ in sparring to not wanting to fight with 200-pound soaking wet Usyk. So, yes, he's redeemed himself, but the common narrative is when he was in there with Hunter, he did a good job, to be fair. What's that fight back? The fight was more or less a draw until it wasn't. And he did dislocate his arm, but still, he kind of half quit in that fight. He wasn't... He had one arm, I guess you can say, but still, he didn't want to push through. He wasn't fighting like a Congolese child soldier, if I'm honest. I expected, for someone coming from that background, I'd have liked to have thought he'd have put on a bit more. He kind of... Bakole fought the Michael Hunter fight like he a Westerner. Oh, I can always... You know what I mean? He had another option. He weren't fighting like his life depend on it. So, again, these new age big bulls, they look big and they look strong. But, I mean, you look great against Jared Anderson. I like Bakole. Again, I'd like to see... I've got no doubt. I'd put the bag on it. It'd take Dillian White and Joe Joyce's head right off. That said, let's build some momentum, man. And as far as the Usyk sparring stories go, it's quite convenient that I stumbled upon this Joe Joyce thing. Because Joe Joyce ain't a liar. He's not. Joe Joyce is many things. You might say he's slow as molasses. You might say he don't have no defense. He ain't a liar, though. Yeah, if Joe Joyce tells you that he touched Martin Bakole to the body and Bakole jumped out and went to the toilet, that's what happened. I take that as gospel. Personally. Bakole, on the other hand, he knocked everyone out in sparring. Right? He knocked AJ out. He's hurt AJ. He hurt. Maybe he has. Maybe he has hurt everyone in sparring. That's why I don't want him. Then again, he fought Tony Yoka. Yeah, let's have a look at Tony Yoka. He fought Tony Yoka. So he fought Tony Yoka in 10-ounce gloves. Right? But bear in mind, Bakole's the man who claims to be the guy who stopped Usyk, stopped Dubois, stopped AJ, stopped Joyce in sparring in 16-ounce gloves. But then he fought this big French, mon ami looking ass. Another half-bake. Yeah? Who didn't even want to fight. Let's be called a spade. Yoka didn't want to fight people. He'd been finished. Yeah? So he fought this big mon ami looking ass. And he got an MD. He went life and death. No knockdowns, no stoppage. So please help me here, people. How can you stop AJ, Usyk, Dubois in sparring, yeah, with 16-ounce gloves? You put 10-ounce gloves on, but you can't stop Yoka. How that possible, people? Because Yoka, he's sweet. Yoka's a classic amateur boxer. It's all tippy-tappy. He ain't digging nothing. He politicking. So why didn't Bakole go in there, walk through him and just start bashing him up and knocking him down and stopping him? That's the question, people. Instead, he went life and death and he lost on one scorecard and won on two others. Do you understand, people? He won the fight, but he won by 2 rounds, essentially. Well, one judge had it a draw, one judge had it by a round, one judge had it by 2 rounds. That's not the domination you be talking about. I'm sorry, people. I can't believe you stopped Usyk in sparring, but then you couldn't stop Tony Yoka in 10-ounce gloves. That's a stretch for me. Yes, you punched Jared Anderson's head in. Is it a case of Bakole coming into his final form now? He couldn't stop Bakole. He couldn't stop, Yoka 2 years ago, but now he's in form. I don't know when the Usyk sparring was, but I find it hard to believe. Bakole says, well, no one's talked about it. Maybe it's true. But then again, there's a saying, something along the lines of, giants don't concern themselves with the business of men, or something like that. Yeah? So maybe it's a case of, Usyk's an undisputed champion. Why is he going to concern himself with Bakole and all of his sparring stories? Yeah? And besides, Bakole really needs to address this here. Yeah, from Joyce. Why were you jumping out, going to the toilet from the body shots? That's what Bakole, since we're doing this sparring story situation, again, Bakole can say Usyk ain't replying. Well, you ain't replied to Joe Joyce and his body shots. And Sam Jones put footage of that up there. If you jumping out the ring, going to the toilet, like, come people stop. We all know, yeah. When you're training, you're training. And if anything, just because of ego, who here wants to spar someone? Who here would spar someone and then jump out and go toilet? That's the question. You go toilet before or after? You ain't dying for a piss that bad, right? You got touched the body. You didn't like it, and I'd have a rest. That's what I think happened. It don't surprise me, because that's what these big mandingo balls. That's what they be doing. They're good at punch your head in, but you touch them and they're like, oh, I don't fancy it. It's the story of time, people. It's well documented. Mike Tyson is another one. He was good at punching people's head in. The minute Holyfield gave it back to him, he didn't like it no more. It weren't fun no more, was it, for Mike? When Holyfield was juiced off the synthetic testosterone and punching his head in. he didn't want to fight no more like that. A flap track. Bully. Anyway, I like Bakole. Yeah, the sparring stories are what they are. It adds drama, but I want to see Bakole fight now, actively. He should be really fixing to jump on the October card with a Joyce. Yeah, that's what I want for him. We'll all take the Zhang fight, and hopefully he wins that fight, because Zhang's a bit long in the tooth now. He's like 50-year-old. But I don't see the rush, man. You got you're Scottish, or he's from Scotland. Play on the Joyce, Dillian White. People, Bakole pulled up on White, and it was a big kind of media drama. Why ain't Bakole mentioning White? That's the bag as well. Why ain't he mentioning Joyce? You had beef. These are people. Bakole, in my opinion, go in there with Joyce, and a month or two later, he fight White. These guys need to get back on. Who Dillian White going to fight? I guess Dillian White's probably ready. Dillian White could go straight in at the Jarrell Miller fight, but that'll be interesting. Two big bulbous, no power having ass slappers. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Do you think Bakole knocked the head off for Usyk in sparring? Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%, no doubt about it. Stop it.